This is the story of Hillary Clinton. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Hillary. Hillary was always a goody-goody. At school, she always sat in the front row and raised her hand for every question. She didn't wear normal children's clothes either. She would always wear shoulder-padded pantsuits to school. She even wore one to her first communion. Hillary wanted to be an astronaut. She wrote a letter to NASA, but they told her that girls couldn't be astronauts. Her parents told her that she should be class president instead. So she ran for president. Her opponent, Tim Dunphy, laughed at her. "A girl can't be president," he said. She won the election, but Tim accused her of rigging the election, so they decided he would be president and Hillary would be vice president. He called her nasty. Hillary left school and went to college and partied like it was 1969. Her Young Democrats parties were crazy. It's even rumored that somewhere out there's a photo of her hanging out with someone smoking a cigarette. Others say she might have looked at a guy with impure thoughts after drinking too much soda pop. After college, she bummed around Alaska, earning money gutting fish and seafood factories. She was fired when she complained about unhealthy work conditions, and she got the plant shut down. At the time, she had a roommate named Sarah. They used to sit in their backyard and look out at Russia across the sea. Hillary was run out of Alaska by Red Lobster and Long John Silver's. Her closing of the fisheries drove up the price of fish sticks, and it was bad for business. So she left Alaska and went to law school at Yale, where she met a charming young man named Billy from Arkansas. Billy was good-looking, charming, and smart. He also had a lot of cigars, but never smoked them. She never knew where they went. Billy asked Hillary to marry him. She said no. She just didn't know if he was ambitious enough, and she didn't want no scrub, but he kept asking over the years. So finally, she was just like, "Fine, let's get this over with." And so Hillary became an official item. They soon had a baby, who they named after a soccer team. Eventually, Billy became President of the United States. Everybody loved him until one day when Hillary finally found out what he'd been doing with all those cigars. It also answered the age-old question, if the president gets a bead in the Oval Office and there's no one there to see it, does it still leave a stain? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. But Hillary stood by her man and eventually ran for president herself. She ran against a man named Donald Trump. Donald was a reality TV star who was a self-proclaimed sexual assailant that looked like an oversized Oompa Loompa and could hardly speak English. But a lot of people voted for him because, yeah, Orange Man. Orange Man bigly good. When they debated, Hillary called Trump Russia's puppet. In a carefully worded and cogent rebuttal, Trump said, "No puppet, no puppet, you're the puppet." And Hillary smiled because she remembered little Tim Dunphy, and she knew that he would never, ever win again. Come back next week when I'll tell the story of when Jon Snow became commander of the Night's Watch, built a giant wall, and made the wildlings pay for it.
But the boy felt very uncomfortable around so many naked people. He didn't even want to talk to them. He didn't even want to make eye contact with them, really. So one day when he was playing in the